Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to take you, you've already seen the title, you know what this video is about. I wanted to take you through my 8-week cut journey, I guess. So shredding, cutting, basically is where you are aiming to lose body fat. So not necessarily weight, can be weight, but for me specifically, I was focusing on losing body fat and toning up. So basically losing body fat and then revealing muscle mass. I just wanted to feel a little bit better in myself after Christmas. I ate a little bit more, was a bit more free. I was kind of at that point, when did I start? Was it February, the end of February, where I just wanted to, you know, tone up a little bit. I keep doing this because toning up basically is just losing body fat and gaining muscle mass. Just wanted to get a little bit more in shape, lose a little bit of body fat, and that is what I did. So I did enter a deficit and a cutting phase for 8 weeks. I have shared a little bit of my journey over on my Instagram, and I just thought I wanted to, you know, I wanted to sit down and chat to you guys and share everything that I did. I did it super sustainably. It was the first time in my life that I have wanted to lose weight or lost fat in a sustainable way. Honestly, the only time where I have felt zero restrictions. I will pop my fitness journey video in the description box if you haven't watched that, because that'll give you a little bit more background. I have been training and weightlifting for quite a long time now, but yeah, this was just my cutting phase. So focusing on the last 8 weeks and what I did to lose some body fat and just feel a little bit more confident in myself on the lead up to summer. I hope you enjoy the video. I feel like that was the longest intro I've ever done. Probably not, because I always do them long. But yeah, if you have just popped on this video and have never seen my face before, please do stick around and subscribe to my channel. It means so much. And if you are into fitness and things, then you can head over to my Instagram where I post a lot more fitnessy things. So yeah, I'm gonna get straight into the video and we'll just have a chat about how to, this is why I want to film this video. I want to show that it can be sustainable. I am also an online coach, if you weren't already aware. So I work with girls, many girls worldwide, and help them just be the most confident, happiest selves in their own skin. So yeah, I want to show and just make this video to show that losing weight or losing fat does not need to be restrictive, and that is my main goal, and that's why I wanted to just sit and have a chat with you guys. Let's start. Let's begin the video before I carry on rambling about absolutely nothing. I started at maintenance calories, so I didn't go into a cut straight away. I actually calculated my maintenance, and then, so basically your maintenance calories is the amount of energy, so calories, food that you need to maintain the weight that you are at. So basically just everything that your body needs for your current activity levels, your weight, your height, everything like that. So everyone's is different. So I'm actually not going to share my exact calories because that's just not really helpful to you watching this, because yours will be completely different. Because I wasn't tracking before this, it's always a really good idea if you've not been tracking your calories to start at a maintenance, to make sure that is your maintenance, and just to kind of gradually, if you've been in a surplus, you don't really want to go from a surplus right into a deficit. So yeah, it's really important to kind of have those couple of weeks, which is what I took. I took 2 weeks, well, 1 to 2 weeks, it was just under 2 weeks in my maintenance calories. So that's what I did, tracked my maintenance, and then went from there. So this is when I then entered a slight deficit. So when I say a deficit is basically, instead of your maintenance, you decrease your calories so that you're now eating a little bit less than what your body needs to stay at the same weight that you are at currently. So that is a calorie deficit, and that is what you need to lose weight or lose body fat. I initially through the whole thing, I only ever cut by 300 calories below my maintenance, which is a really nice small deficit. I never wanted to because I have, if you do watch my fitness journey video, you'll know all about this, but because I have had kind of a past experience of feeling restricted and then binging and that kind of thing, I really have never wanted to trigger that or get back into that mindset. So for me, I only ever want it to be slow and sustainable, like ever. I'm never ever wanting to go there. So 300 is what I initially dropped my calories by from my maintenance. So eating 300 calories under, I did track my calories on MyFitnessPal, and as I mentioned, I am an online coach, so I do have my own coaching app, which I'll get into a little bit later on in the video and throughout the video. But yeah, so I tracked my own, what was I trying to say? Calculated my own calories and then dropped them by 300. I actually did think I'd maybe need to accelerate this, but it turns out throughout the whole 8 weeks, I didn't need to. I also just want to mention, I think it's important that at the very beginning of this, I didn't really set an 8-week target or anything. I wasn't sure how long it was going to be for. I kind of thought maybe 12 weeks I might need to do it for. I didn't have like a set thing, but in a rough idea was like 10 to 12 weeks. I was in a 300 calorie deficit. I did track on MyFitnessPal, and I also use lots of meals from my app, my coaching app. So with my coaching app, I do give my clients meal plans, and I also created myself a meal plan, but I didn't completely follow it, and I just took bits and then tracked on MyFitnessPal as well. So a little bit of both, which is a lot of my clients do as well. So that worked out really, really well. In terms of workouts, I set a goal of 4 workouts a week, which is kind of, prior to that, 4 workouts is kind of like my staple. But up until this point where I'd like knuckled down and entered this cutting phase, I was probably doing 2 to 3. Because I just hadn't been like on my game, if you know what I mean, especially over winter and stuff. So my game, I was gonna say goal and aim, my game was 4 workouts. I, really programmed it, put it all onto my app, exactly how I would with my clients. So it was all there. I will pop. My brain just is not working. I'll pop up some photos on the screen of my app so you can have more of a look of what I'm on about. But yeah, so I had it all on my phone, all my workouts, and that just, I've found that so motivating. I'm still doing that now, and I don't think I'll ever go back. Just honestly having a program, I could not recommend it enough. And this isn't me trying to advertise my coaching at all. Even if you just do it yourself, get a program. Get a program. That's the one thing, honestly, I would really, really recommend. Even if you can't afford a coach or don't want a coach, plan out your workouts. So the plan was 4 workouts, but I actually, looking back, because I track all my workouts, most of the time I did 3 workouts, which that was like my benchmark. I definitely wanted to get 3 workouts every single week because I'd previously been 2 to 3. So 3 workouts every single week, and I did get 4 a few weeks, but not every single week. So that's important to mention. Honestly, you do not need to be working out 5 times a week or 6 times a week. It's okay if you do. If that's what you enjoy, that's totally fine. I'm not saying that's not good either, because I know a lot of people really work well with that. But for a lot of people try, or they feel like they need to be working out 5-6 times a week, and it's just too much for them personally. And honestly, for me personally, which might sound, I don't know, some people might find that surprising as a personal trainer and coach myself, but honestly, 4 for me is my happy number, especially at the moment. Never say never, but 4 is what I've found to be really, really prime, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. But because this was kind of me getting back on track, the 3 was my benchmark, and that's what I did, sometimes 4. In this cutting phase, I also aimed to do 1 cardio session a week, and this was 10 to 20 minutes. So prior to this, I literally did no cardio whatsoever. I did, not ever, just like the few months prior to my cutting phase. 10 to 20 minutes is what I planned. So I really enjoy skipping. So if I was doing skipping, I'd maybe do 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. This was just once a week. And then times that I went to the gym, out to the gym, so not like my garage gym, I would go on the Stairmaster for 15-20 minutes. Wherever I was for my cardio session, I always did my cardio session on hair washing day, so whichever day that fell on, always an upper body day, but I would either do it on the Stairmaster or some skipping at home, and that was once minimum a week. So that was a new kind of introduction, as cardio is super helpful if you are in a fat loss phase. It's not essential, definitely not, so don't listen to anyone that tells you it's essential and you have to do cardio, because you don't. But if you are looking to lose some weight or fat, it is really helpful. So just once per week I added it in, and I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm still keeping it up. One thing that I mentioned, but I really just want to really stress, is that I ate all of my favorite foods. Honestly, when I say I was not restricted in the slightest, I was not restricted in the slightest. When I first dropped my calories to my deficit, I honestly was expecting it to, you know, well, I wasn't really sure what to expect because I'm not used to tracking and being in a deficit, but I didn't think it would be easy as it was at all. I thought maybe I'd feel a little bit restricted, maybe I just feel hungry, I don't know, but honestly I hardly even noticed. And I don't know if it's a combination of the meals on my app are so like nutritious, and they've got all of your macros, so your protein, carbohydrates and fats specific to me and my clients. Because it's got all of that nutrition in it, those meals really do keep you full for a long time. So I think that really helped me, and just hitting that protein intake from the macros and the calories that I had calculated for myself, I really think that helped, rather than just going into it myself and trying to eat less. I really think that was like my savior, because I honestly didn't feel restricted whatsoever. It was basically like I wasn't even in a deficit, like I just felt normal, which is like my whole goal. Like when it comes to my clients, that is my absolute goal for them. So the fact that that is how I felt during that is just amazing, and this is why I'm doing this video, because I'm talking to you right now. If you are looking to lose some weight or body fat, please don't think it has to be restrictive and you have to cut out your favorite foods. You do not have to sit there feeling, oh, another day that I have to restrict myself, or it doesn't have to be like that. And that's why I'm making this video, because just to show that, just to hopefully show that. I didn't track every single day, and I didn't track every single meal, which may seem surprising, but as I mentioned, the whole restriction binging experience that I have had, I just really didn't want to go near there. So for me, it was really important that I didn't rely on tracking, and I didn't track every meal. I kind of just tracked to have an idea, and I would definitely have days off, so maybe weekends or meals out or things that I didn't track, and that just worked really well for me. I actually don't track now that I'm not in my cut and I've finished that little cutting phase, and because I didn't rely on tracking through the cut, I was able to kind of stop the tracking my calories and felt really confident with that, and didn't like rely on the tracking, which was super important for me. So if you have had kind of a restrictive binge experience, I would kind of suggest, if you were thinking about tracking, by the way, tracking is not essential. A lot of my clients, we just don't track because it's not right for them. But if you are wanting to track and you have had that experience, I would suggest not tracking every single day and every single meal, and not relying on it. So kind of balancing that out. Sorry guys, my camera actually ran out of storage. No, my memory card ran out of storage, so it cut off, but we're back. And I was about to say that honestly, the most important thing with your fitness journey is that you keep a really happy relationship, a happy and healthy relationship with food, that you still get to enjoy nice foods, because honestly, if you cut those out during a cutting phase, you're so much more likely to feel the need to eat every single chocolate bar, every single thing with sugar in it in the house. If you restrict that, please bear that in mind if you are wanting to cut ahead of summer or any time. Please bear that in mind. I honestly allowed myself to have treats every single day. On my meal plan, I had yummy pasta, pizza, and the same with all my clients. Honestly, you should see the meal plans for clients that are in a fat loss phase, and they still get amazing results. So yeah, it's proof. Honestly, you do not need to cut yummy foods out of your diet. Okay, moving on. Another thing that I did was really focus on my steps and my just general daily activity. Honestly, this is so important. It's quite often overlooked when it comes to a cutting phase. Just looking at your daily activity, so your steps. And honestly, because I work from home, I was really not getting a good amount of steps. Honestly, I'd be getting like 2,000 steps a day, which isn't the best, not just for my health, but for my mind. It just really wasn't good. And I mean, it was winter, which I feel it's a lot harder to get steps in winter, but it's still not an excuse to just not get out there and do some more steps. So this is something I really focused on, and I set a goal of 6,000 to 10,000 steps. I made this quite a broad goal because I didn't want it to be focused too much on a number, and I kind of wanted to more focus on, you know, going out in fresh air and kind of that aspect of it, rather than really just focusing on a number. Or do you know, when you see people walking up and down stairs just to get more steps, I didn't kind of want it to be like that. Always kind of give yourself a lower goal, so don't stress yourself out, because then you're less likely to do it. Less is more. Watch my getting back on track video if you haven't already, and you'll know what I mean. Having that broad goal just made it really fun and enjoyable for me, rather than stressing too much about it. And yeah, I did really well and never really went below 6,000. Most of the time I was at the 10,000, which yeah, really helped, because it was just increasing my daily activity. So that's another thing to really take into account. The last little thing that I wanted to speak about that I did during this time was check-ins. So I checked in with myself and did progress photos every single week. Honestly, this is a game changer, and if you are looking to enter a cutting phase or fat loss phase, weight loss phase, I keep saying all three, please do check-ins each week. My clients do check-ins with me every single week. We have a set day for each client that they will check in with. Do them in the morning, do them before you've eaten, in the same clothes each day, each week. Weigh yourself. You don't have to weigh yourself. Honestly, that is like the least important thing ever. If you want to weigh yourself then each week. And also take progress photos, the most important thing. Honestly, checking in with yourself and doing this each week just keeps you accountable. Mine were always on a Thursday or Friday morning, and honestly, just having that day there, you know you are doing your check-in. It keeps you in the loop, especially if you're doing it with a coach or somebody, because you're showing them and it's like your kind of progress for them. You probably want to make them proud. You probably want to, you know, show them that you're working hard. But even for yourself, like I personally just did this myself. I coached myself, and I had that each week, and it really kept me accountable. And it also allows you to see your progress along the way, which is super important. And that's what my photos are from. It's from my progress photos that I did each week. So check in with yourself. I think I have spoken about everything. I've shared what I did workout wise, what I did nutrition wise. I never went below the 300. I had sweet treats every single day. I was eating the same things that I was eating before, to be honest. I had takeaways. I didn't say no to meals out. I still had drinks. It's just about being mindful, really. And then if you do track calories, just kind of making that work. And yeah, it went really well. And as I've mentioned, it felt really easy, which is so nice when you've had kind of a past bad experience and unhealthy relationship with losing weight, losing body fat. I keep saying both because I wasn't focusing on losing weight. So it feels really, really good. I'm just really happy, and that's why I'm making this video, as I've said, to share that it is possible. So yeah, I wish you luck if you've clicked on this video and you are wanting to enter a cutting phase. I wish you so much luck. If you are interested in my coaching, by the way, I'll leave the link down below, because I'd love to work with you if you would like to work with me, that is. And yeah, I just wish you luck. If you don't want to work with me and you're going alone, you're gonna smash it, and don't deprive yourself of the good stuff because life's too short. But yeah, I hope this video helped a little bit, and that's all I've got to say really. So I shall see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.